Can AI help people find truth and understanding? Well, let's get into it. Have you ever wanted to solve hard problems? Probably. Now you can do that with AI, with things such as AlphaFold and everything else within Gemini's little suite of AI little features that it has that are called gems, if I remember correctly. And then ChatGPT has different features, right? What if you wanted to, well, question or ask or be as intelligent as a doctor? Well, ChatGPT has a GPT feature within it that can help you with medical questions, come up with ideas, maybe find side effects to certain medications that are being put out there. I mean, think about it. Isn't that something that someone would want to do or would be interested in if they had the ability to do so? Well, guess what? With ChatGPT and Gemini, you can now do so. Now, let's move forward. What if there were some books out there that were a little bit difficult to comprehend? Wouldn't it be easier to ask ChatGPT to simplify whatever it is that it heard? Because ChatGPT, you can talk to it. I'm pretty sure you could do the same thing with Google's Gemini. And then after you're done reading everything, you can ask it for a synopsis or a eighth grade level understanding of what it is that you just read. Because let's face it, yeah, everybody may know English, but not everybody knows all the terminology and the etymology of the words that come within the English language. See, there are things like entendre, metaphor, and analogy that are used in philosophy. There are Latin terms that are used in science and psychology and medicine. There are other terms that come from different locations that people may not even think of or have heard of before, but have a English counterpart that you may not understand. And these are some of the things that ChatGPT will be able to help you with, or Google's Gemini or other AI features. Now let's talk about finding truth and understanding. Have you ever wanted to solve a hard and difficult problem in your own life, right? Maybe you're a preacher and you're lacking creativity and you need something to give you spark, so on and so forth. So you can go into the AI platforms and start asking it questions and how it connects to everything, because let's face it, me myself being a spiritual person, I have a lot of stuff pop up on my social media feed, and on there you got people that say that they're spiritualists or so on and so forth. I consider myself spiritual because claiming a religion is like claiming to politics. It's just giving you something else to argue about when it's really just the same thing. I mean, you have to realize Republicans used to believe in what Democrats believed in, and Democrats used to believe in what Republicans believed in. So it's really purple across the board. Nobody has just done their due diligence to realize that. And then if you look at the similarities of the stories within different scriptures of spiritual texts, whether it's Buddhism, Hinduism, Catholicism, Judaism, Islam, so on and so forth, Zorhan or something like that. I forgot the name, how to pronounce or enunciate that. But there's a lot of similarities, right? And they're all saying something very similar, right? And it also reminds me of, well, things like Star Wars, Harry Potter, so on and so forth, right? The special child or the special individual within the context of the story and what they're supposed to help or bring forth in the future. So why not see how all these things are connected? Because if the people in the spiritual community or in the occult community are realizing that we are all connected, so on and so forth, then why not use AI to expedite that process? What if you're a school teacher and you're having trouble coming up with a curriculum? Or you're a martial artist and you're having trouble coming up with a curriculum or different combinations for your martial arts class, so on and so forth? Well, you can educate AI and train it on what it is that you do, whether that's ChatGPT or Gemini, and then ask it to come up with different combinations, a work plan, a schedule, so on and so forth, to assist you in the future. What if you are in the financial industry and you want to be more efficient at doing market research so you can make better trades for your clients? Well, you can utilize Google's Finance AI feature, or you can utilize ChatGPT's finance feature in order to expedite the process, but to cut your time down of market research, as Tony Robbins would say, from weeks and decades or whatever, right, into seconds or minutes, right? Especially with tools like deep research, it may take a couple minutes, but it gives you all the sources in order to backtrack the information that is provided. So not only are you able to give a more secure financial plan or advice to people that you are trading their money or their investments with, but you have AI to assist you in expediting that process, which means you can handle more clients, bringing more revenue into the business, putting more commission dollars in your pocket due to the assets under management. Yes or yes, right? If you're able to expedite your training, so on and so forth, as a teacher, you're able to have more free time in order to do more things on your free time. When you're grading papers or whatever, you have more time to do so. If you're in the preacher, pastor, so on and so forth area, you now have a creative tool to help you do more research to remain creative and during the longevity of your life and your practice and teachings. If you're so on and so forth. If you're trying to solve problems within your own life, you not only have the medical feature, but you also have the finance feature in ChatGPT. You have the gems in Google's Gemini. And then, of course, you can always ask it to teach you something by becoming an instructor with several years of experience and having it provide free resources for you to learn from different individuals online, such as Class Central. Class Central is a platform where you could get free education. Now, in order to get certified, you do need to pay for the certification because the certification is proctored, meaning they have to pay someone to watch over people to make sure that they're not cheating. However, you can still get and obtain the information that is needed. If you are an attorney trying to build your social media profile, not only could you use these things to, well, help you script what your next podcast is going to be about, but then you can take that big script. Let's say you do something on malpractice cases or adoptions, so on and so forth, right? And have it list a couple interesting cases and dilemmas, and then what the case settled for and how everything came to fruition. And then that long form content can even get clipped down into smaller clips, taking one YouTube long platform video, this is from Gary Vaynerchuk, down into smaller clips such as your reels and your shorts. So that 20-minute video now just produced your content for, let's say, the next 2-3 days, so on and so forth, depending on how many clips you get out of it and how often you put out video. So if you found this information interesting, go ahead and smash that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Finding Freedom. Till next time.